We introduce you to a gentleman who's done some fantastic work here in the region, pretty much his whole life. These days, he's the president and international marketing and sales director with ThermalWood Canada, the industrial park here in Bathurst. Great to have him on, Mr. Bob Lennon. Bob, thanks for doing this first off. And how about for those that perhaps don't know you? I know a lot of people do, but how about just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me on your show. And yeah, for the people that don't know me, listen, I've been around, I was looking at how many years. I'm not originally from here, but I've been around for 54 years, so it kind of makes me from here now. Ended up working at Brunswick Mines for 33 years and was there right to the end. I was one of the last guys. I remember that I packed up my bags the day that they turned off the power in the main office, and I figured, well, okay, that must be a sign it's time for me to go.
Right.
I was very fortunate. My brother-in-law had come upon this technology that we're operating now at ThermalWood, and he came to see me back in about 2005 and said, "Can you help me put a business plan together?" I was one of the managers at the mines, and they were going to ship me someplace else in the world. And my family had told me that if I moved, I had to get my own postal code. So I was looking to see what could be something that could keep me here. And when Pierre got me to work on this, I looked at it and said, you know what? This looks like a great opportunity. And so I said goodbye to the mining business and got into the wood business.
Sort of the origin of how you got involved with ThermalWood, which has been such a great success, not just here locally, but as an employer, the funding and the economic success that it's all had here for the Schiller region, but also it's had international success, involvement with some of the world's top guitar makers, Fender for one. I know there's many others. Take us through that and how that's all sort of expanded. When
we started off in the heading down on that kind of particular market, one of my business partners is Dale Schmier from Jacket River, and Dale has been involved in bird's eye maple and curly maple for many, many years. And he had just started dabbling into, with another gentleman that had helped him out as an agent, had brought him into the music industry, and he was just starting off in that area. And so that allowed us to introduce thermally modified guitar necks and into that market segment.
Yeah.
And once they tried it out, they realized that the tone of the wood was amplified. You know, everybody, and you play guitar, Jeff,
Yes.
and you know that you're always looking for that old vintage guitar because it's got that particular sound to it.
Yeah.
And by going through our process that only uses heat and steam, we densify the wood to the point that it actually, artificially, if I can say that word, replaces 35 years of natural air drying. Even Martin guitars have used that as a marketing tool to be able to get out there and sell guitars and say, we can get that vintage sound back from the 50s, the 40s, and we can go get that by, different temperatures and stuff like that. And the sales of guitars have skyrocketed. Since December, we've probably thermally modified 75,000 guitar necks.
You're also an interviewer, and you've got your own show going the last little while. It's called Northern Heat, and we were on it recently. We had a great time. Now, something you don't have to do, Bob, but the inspiration behind that and how people can see it, just take us through a little bit and tell us about Northern Heat.
The Northern Heat, some companies, what they do is that they'll sponsor a baseball team and some will sponsor hockey teams and that kind of stuff. And what we've decided to do is sponsor the region. And by doing that is by showcasing positive stories and by showcasing the people that we have here and the things that we have. Some people from the area don't always necessarily see, but we got some great stuff. Over the years, I've had opportunities to travel and work all over the world. When I go see things, I come back and I go, we've got so much to offer, and sometimes we have a hard time seeing the forest for the trees. But we need more people here. And how do we get more people here? Is by letting them know what we have to offer. I think our biggest strength is our people, because once we can attract people to start looking us up, they're going to fall in love with us. We've been doing these interviews now for about a little bit over 2 years, and we've reached out to 850,000 people. Mind you, a lot of people are local. Even if you're local, you might find out something about somebody else.
There is an election on the horizon, and we don't have to get into specifics, but looking forward, is there something that you want to see specifically done or you'd like to see accomplished?
If I can tie that back into the purpose of Northern Heat, the big thing is for us is to get people. We all have to work together. And I think that the new council that are going to come in got to work on this too, is figure out ways of attracting people to come to the region. And everybody that talks about it, they understand that needs to be done. It needs to be done for our region so that we can keep things that we have and to get us more things that we need and to be able to grow businesses all the way through. But if we think about this in a way, if we can start telling our stories and promoting that and dare people, and I've just coined it as dare to share. Share the post, share the information. It doesn't have to come from Northern Heat. Is everybody get out there and talk about their great stories. And if the new council could work on a campaign, a marketing campaign for the city on the part of daring to share our story. I interviewed the mayor of Moose Jaw about 3 weeks ago. That's exactly what he's done. We're actually following him. He's not following us. We've chosen to tell the story of our community and of our region. And the more we can work on that, the better it's going to be for everybody.
Best advice you've ever received, if you can think of that.
Well, I've had opportunities to work with a number of people all over the world through my life, and been very fortunate doing that. And probably the best advice that I've ever got is to be patient. And if you're positive and you do the right things with people, it's going to come back to you.
That's fantastic. Bob Lennon, President and International Marketing and Sales Director with ThermalWood Canada here in Bathurst, Connolly Avenue in the Industrial Park. It's been a great chat, Bob. I thank you so much for doing this.
Well, thank you very much and appreciate it. And like I said, everybody dare to share. Get those posts out there and let people know the great people that we are.